On behalf of Tim and Sarah, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for participating in the wedding ceremony today. Most of us have been to a lot of wedding ceremonies. They happen every week. But you don't have to have a ceremony to have a marriage, right? This whole thing is sort of weird when you think about it. The bride and groom stand up here after months of planning and stressing and dumping a ton of money into this whole thing, looking as fancy as they probably ever will with everyone that matters to them, staring at them in what is honestly a fairly intimate moment. So why do we go through all of this? Marriage ceremony has been an important event for people of every culture, religion, generation, and society for thousands of years. We have so many important moments that happen throughout our lives, but this one is regarded as so crucial that we acknowledge its special status by going through quite a bit of trouble to share it with everyone we possibly can. Why? Because love is exciting. No matter what this world throws at us, as individuals or as a human race, love has a power like no other emotion to make it bounce. And that's exciting. Think about how excited Tim and Sarah are today. I've seen it. For those of us who have stood where they are right now, do you remember how it felt? Do you remember all the moments that led to this moment? Your first date? Your first kiss? The first I love you? The moment you knew you really meant it? The moment he proposed and when she said yes? Do you remember standing in front of your family and friends, nervous, but excited to go through this ages-old ritual, this ceremony of marriage, literally to bring together and make one? Tim and Sarah, that's why you're both standing here today. That's why we're all here to witness this ceremony. For those of us fortunate enough to have loved in our lifetimes, to have felt what Tim and Sarah feel in this very moment, let this ceremony be a reminder that love is the very best part of our humanity. Do you, Tim and Sarah, promise to be each other's best friend, to make each other laugh each and every day, to love one another wholeheartedly no matter what, to provide each other with sincere support, companionship in success and failure, happiness and sadness, and above all else, to allow each other the freedom to be individuals while living life to its fullest together as loving and devoted partners?
We do.
Well, guys, you've invited all these people here today to witness this moment, so I guess they deserve a little background on how you got here. Sarah's a longtime friend of my little sisters by marriage, Jackie and Marilyn, who are up here today. And I remember seeing her around from time to time when she was back in high school. After high school, everybody moved about 2 hours downstate to have a good time for a couple of years, and I guess as a secondary intention of learning something, I guess. Sarah chose to go to ISU. That's where she met Tim in 2008. They became official about a year later when Tim asked Sarah to be his girlfriend while they were on vacation together in Canada with my family and what would later be my extended family. Jen and I weren't there. We were home with our 4 babies at the time. We missed the historic occasion. Tim and Sarah had a great time getting to know each other better as time went on and noticed that this was different than past relationships they've had. This was a relationship filled with fun and laughter, and even though they were both so different, they had a mutual trust in each other and the same love and admiration for each other. There were some bumps along the way. They even broke up at one point. But that may be what made them realize that what they had was serious, because they couldn't live without each other. They got back together. They patched things up and let some time pass until Tim was confident that their relationship had matured enough and that their love was strong enough for something more. He knew he was ready. Sarah was ready too. She just didn't know about Tim. There wasn't a lot of talk about getting married. They never looked at rings together. Tim did what we all expect a man like Tim to do. He planned to surprise Sarah last July and popped the question in St. Thomas. Sarah told me it was the surprise of her lifetime. While they were there, they rented jet skis for a tour of the islands. Tim planned to record the whole thing on his brand new iPhone. And he was so nervous that he forgot he totally gets soaked on a jet ski in the ocean. And his phone completely drowned, and he freaked out and chickened out and didn't do it. And so the next day they went out to the beach to take a picture by a palm tree. At least that was the guise of what they were doing. And they were getting ready to take a picture, and Tim got down on one knee, and everybody around them was in on the whole thing. And they started cheering, which, as you can imagine, shocked Sarah. And she was so surprised she almost fell into the ocean without even letting her put the ring on her finger. So that's how the whole thing. In the year or so that's followed, they've grown closer together. They've supported each other during the wedding planning and planning for the future. They've told me that this past year has made them even more confident in each other, and they've learned that their opposite personalities and differences in opinion actually match up perfectly. They even know already they'll make great parents someday when they pass the first test with their crazy puppy walk. So that's the short version of how they got here today. Sarah and Tim, today you're taking into your care and trust the happiness of the one person in this world whom you love with all your heart. You're giving yourself, your life, and your love into the hands of the one who loves you with all their heart. Always remember this. From now on, to the whole world, you are one person. But to the one person standing next to you, you are the whole world. However, true love goes far beyond the feelings of excitement and romance. It is caring more about the well-being and happiness of your husband or wife than your own needs and your own desires. And true love does not consist of gazing at each other, but looking forward together and outward in the same direction. Love makes burdens lighter because you divide them. Love makes joys more intense because you share them. Love makes you stronger so you can become involved with life in ways you would not have risked doing alone. True love means the two of you are just better together than when you're apart. Today you're giving yourselves to one another to love and to live. Please face each other. Take your partner's hands. And think about the life you're about to share together while listening to these words. Lenore,